Do you need encouragement to perform at your best? When Barry Posner and I were doing our research, only 60% said yes to that question. This wasn't very encouraging evidence to support the practice that leaders need to encourage the heart. But like any good researcher, we just changed the question. And we asked, when you get encouragement, does it help you perform at a higher level? 98% responded, yes, it helps when I get encouragement. So we concluded that 38% of us are in denial. Because if it helps, we need it. And it's important for all leaders to give it. To encourage the heart, exemplary leaders recognize contributions by showing their appreciation for individual excellence and by celebrating the values and victories, creating a spirit of community. Leaders, when they're doing their best, let individuals know they have made a valuable contribution, and they make sure that teams celebrate and build a sense of esprit. Erwin Fetterman, partner at U.S. Venture Partners, former president, Monolithic Memories, in an interview with us said the following. He said, I contend, however, that all things being equal, we will work harder and more effectively for people we like, and we like them in direct proportion to how they make us feel. But yet we often hear the opposite. Oh, I don't care if people like me. I just want them to respect me. Oh, really? Is this a binary question? I can have one but not the other? Of course not. We can have both. And that should be the aspiration of leaders, because when people respond that they like their leader, our research shows that they're just more effective. As Carolyn Bourne at UCLA Medical Center put it to us, I hope that at the end of the day, I've given my staff the feeling that I cared about them. T.C. Lin of BAE Systems told us, sometimes a thank you is more important than a victory party. Exemplary leaders need to let others know how much they have contributed. And how much encouraging do we need? What's the ratio between positive to negative that a leader needs to display? How much positive, let's say, if there's one negative? For every negative, there need to be at least 3 positives at work and 5 at home for others to feel fully engaged. That means that we have to be conscientious about making sure that we engage others with more positive than negative emotion every day if we want them to be fully engaged and the most productive. But perhaps the most important thing you can do is to be real, is to be genuine. I remember this one cartoon in the New Yorker I came across. There was this manager sitting at the desk looking at a big binder. On the other side of the desk was an employee, and the manager says to the employee, Bob, according to our management policy, you're just about due for a compliment. Not exactly genuine, is it? Authenticity and genuineness are crucial. Perhaps this one story summarizes the spirit and power that we all have in encouraging others to excel. When Don Bennett, the first amputee to climb Mount Rainier, was crossing that mountain and climbing that 14,410 feet, he and his team came to an ice field. Now, when you come to an ice field as a climber, you have to put crampons on the bottom of your boots. Those are the spikes that you strap on and give you traction. Don put his one boot in the ice on his one good leg and his 2 poles in the ice, and what happened? He got stuck. He couldn't cross that ice field by his usual motion of hopping across the ice. So the only way he could get across was to fall down, and he was crawling across that ice field, and his 16-year-old daughter, who was with him on the climb, saw her dad crawling across the ice and ran up to him and said, Dad, what's wrong? And he explained the problem to her, that he was stuck in the ice and he couldn't hop and he had to only crawl. And she said, well, let me see if I can help you. So she brought over a team member who got out an ice axe and cut a hole in the ice so that Don could hop into fresh snow and not be stuck. For 4 hours, another member of the team was on his hands and knees cutting holes in the ice so Don could hop across the ice. That's teamwork. That's collaboration. That's camaraderie. His daughter, Kathy, stood beside him and shouted in his ear for 4 hours, "Come on, Dad, you can do it. I know you can do it. You're the best dad in the world." He looked at me after telling me that story and said, there was no way I was not going to make it across that ice field with my daughter shouting that in my ear. You want to know what leadership is? What she did is leadership. And not only is it important to do this one-on-one, it's also important to do it in groups. Friends are good medicine. Even one supportive relationship increases our ability to deal with difficult tasks. It's also important to celebrate as a group because it gives us an opportunity to reinforce what's important to all of us and mark our progress toward our ultimate goal. Exemplary leaders encourage the heart. They recognize individuals by showing appreciation for individual excellence, and they celebrate the values and victories by creating a team spirit.